It's LPR. It's Tyler. We've got Ice. We've got Christy Nome. We've got Bill Cosby. We have teachers sexting up kids. Yeah, it's all coming up. Just hang on, everybody.
Guess you guys aren't ready for that yet. But your kids are gonna love it.
Things are going to start happening to me now.
I think Tyler is amazing.
And I'm a fan of this show. I've watched several episodes.
Thank you, Tyler. Thank you, Tyler. You stink, Tyler.
Never promise crazy a baby.
Oh, I like that. That's a cool idea.
Are either of you homosexuals?
I go both ways. What do you think?
You mean like flaming or?
No, we're not homosexual, but we are willing to learn.
But I do wonder, for others, in other cases, whether libertarianism today is just an excuse for many on the right to act selfishly.
Look at me. And then some fat asses in Washington started having opinions. The Olympic Committee started having opinions. You bitch, I know you! You started writing your opinions.
And it just makes me wonder, you're dead, bitch. You know, why are you doing this to this poor guy?
I don't care. I'm a libertarian. What I'm getting is,
Did you vote for Joe Jorgensen or Trump?
Who?
Joe Jorgensen. That was the perfect answer. Thank you.
It is always the perfect answer. Welcome, everybody. Look, the LP, Tim Pool. Maybe we should do the Tim Pool intro. Where's it? Here we go. Let's switch songs here. This is Tim Pool singing. Welcome, everybody. This is Tyler Yonke, LPR, 300th episode. This is why we have to get things rocking. I know Tim Pool, Dave Smith, they're all going at it. Jose's going at it with Dave. And what up, everybody? Yeah, Craig WD. What up, Tyler? Hi, Jordan from JC's in the chat. Everybody's in here. We're getting people coming in. That's Tim Pool's song, and it's horrible, but I play it because I don't get copyright struck to do it. I'm Tyler Yonke. I'm a licensed family law attorney in the state of Colorado. I'm also, am I inebriated? No, I'm doing pretty good. Let me give you a health update. We'll walk you through that. We're going to talk about a few things. We're going to talk about, one, why are we doing this on a Thursday? 2, what's my golf game like? 3, why do I care about podcasting? Maybe. All this kind of stuff. And then this drama that's going on. Honestly, I've kind of dipped out. I don't know. I'm in a weird space right now recently. I'm fixing, doing a golf simulator thing at home. I've been golfing more. I shot 78 on Saturday and then 87 on Sunday. I'm close, people. I'm close. I'm getting close there. So Jose's going after Dave Smith, and I'm not really following a lot of that. But I know Jose's got his reasons. Tim Pool's going after Dave Smith. Matt Walsh is going after Dave Smith. I'm probably on the same page as Dave for some of this stuff. I don't get too hokey with a lot of the libertarian things. But I do, look, I had some problems with a lot of you guys, or you guys had problems with me about what I think is being consistent. Played golf with my brother-in-law on Sunday, and he's more MAGA style, and he could not go with me to where I kind of like give caution to the wind for the ICE killings. And part of it is just the reason why ICE is out there in general. Okay. And so, I could bring up all these other things, Dan Bongino, Cash Patel, Bondi, all the lame stuff that Trump has been doing. And, it's all justified because he's doing what he should do with immigration. Okay. I mean, that's what they say. So I'm like, okay, I get it. I get it. I just think it's going to come back to bite you with the optics of how some of this stuff is being played out. And, you've got to at least give yourself some, you can't reflexively go down the bootlicking Brulu line all the time. You've got to at least go, whoa, what's going on here? because these are the same people that ordered you to get off of the beaches in California during COVID. They shut down your businesses. The police were involved in doing all this stuff. And then the rioters came in and they destroyed everything. And they're kind of like, well, you don't get COVID when the riots happen. So, you know, the police are the strong arm, to a lot of the legislature or the executives doing stuff. So, you know, here we are. So yeah, I haven't really even followed the last guy, Petrie, I guess, the shooting with that. There's questionable stuff there. So with some of this, and the reason I haven't really followed it is because it kind of just, you know, it wears you out. You can't be night and day, constantly 24/7, 365 following this stuff and caring about it. At some point, you got to just back off and go play golf, which is what I've been doing. Okay. So I'm also doing a new thing where I'm not drinking, trying to only drink like one day a week, which was today. My wife and I went out and did a little happy hour at a brewery that's nearby here, got some sushi next door. We bring it in. I had that, and that's probably my drinking for the week. 2 beers, and we're done. Part of it is because I've become fat slob. I'm not riding my bike. I'm not running like I was. At least I hadn't been. So, you know, you're getting older and shit's okay. I'm like 40 pounds over what I used to be. So you got to get this stuff taken care of. Now, do I need to go back to being skin and bones like I was when I was racing my bike? No, but I could be a happy medium, right? I don't have to be near diabetic. So, and I'm not fat, but it doesn't look good and doesn't feel good. So with that in mind, I've been this last month, I've been running every day or riding my bike, going to the gym, not drinking like I used to, just some things here and there to try to make it. Yes, it's live. It is Live Minder. So that's for me on a personal basis. And, you know, you got to practice what you preach. So here I am saying this, and this is the kind of stuff I've been doing lately. This is here from the other night. This is it looks like it's a Deschutes. No, it says non-alcoholic. I'm drinking some of those now. And are they good? This is, yeah, retard nation. Maybe that's what it is with us. Okay, so let's talk about a few things. One, I think doing Thursday shows is what I want to do. I've been doing a loser cast with Leighton, Broseph, Smith, Toad, and another guy, Eldon. It's on Leighton's channel, Leighton Radner, and we pick a loser. And we all talk about the reason. It's kind of fun, okay? And we do that every Tuesday. And then once the second Monday of the month, I do a thing with D.L. Cummings and Jason Winograd, not Jason, but whatever his name, a biblical anarchy guy. And then there's another dude in there. We've done one episode. We're going to be doing that. It's like a father's deal. It didn't happen last month, but anyway, we'll keep doing that. So those are the other things I'm doing. But I still want to do 2 days a week. I want to do like Tuesday or Wednesday and Thursday, but I think Thursday works better for me than Friday. Friday is tough. I've been trying to do that. I might throw it in there, but here we are. So you got to sign up. You've got to sign up. You've got to be ready to go. And because you're getting notifications, I sent them out today on my Substack. So tyleryonkey.substack.com. What are we talking? Getting in shape. We're going to be getting in shape, trying to get in shape. I mean, that's the whole deal. That's my plan. I'm 54. What am I? 54, 55, and I need to get better shape. So like I used to be. Okay. So here we go. So talking about here's what I'm going to walk through tonight. We're going to do a few little legal things, and we're going to talk first about this lady. I came across this thing, and I brought it up on our loser cast. This headline is a rabbit hole that does not do justice to the actual story. Okay, it's as crazy as this headline is, it's not good enough for what actually took place. A crazy Louisiana teacher has pleaded guilty to serving her students cupcakes laced with her husband's sperm. In 2022, she was sentenced to 41 years in prison for her crimes. And you're like, whoa. Okay, 41 years? That doesn't make sense for just what she did. Now, how did she get it? right? What else happened? There's a lot that you're like missing the story here on, right? So we actually go to the story, and it gets worse. As we get through this, it gets worse. If you can actually imagine that. Yes, let's make sure that we can all see the full page here. Okay, so look at her husband, lovely looking guy. Former couple charged with more than 150 sex crimes. This is crazy. This is like Laura Loomer style. Louisiana teacher is expected to spend 4 decades behind bars after she admitted to giving her students cupcakes laced with her husband's sperm, reports say. 36-year-old Cynthia Perkins and her now ex-husband, Dennis Perkins, were arrested on more than 150 sex crimes charges in 2019, according to the Associated Press. Okay, we don't care about that video, has nothing to do with it. Cynthia was facing at least 60 counts of production of pornography involving a juvenile under age 13 and 2 counts of first-degree rape. Okay, now you're starting to tell me the reasons why you get 40 years, 4 decades in prison. Okay, it's more than just cum cakes, okay? She was also given a harmful substance charge for putting her husband, his sperm into cupcakes that she then served to middle school students at Livingston's West Side Junior High School, according to authorities in Louisiana. On Monday, from back when we did this, Cynthia took a plea deal, which will see her spend 41 years behind bars, reported. WBRZ reported. She admitted to child pornography, second-degree rape, mingling of harmful substance charges as part of a plea deal, and she will be required to testify against Dennis in his upcoming trial. So, look, this really is about Dennis, but you look at her and you go, oh, she's not, I mean, she looks a little worked, but you can see that she's probably attractive at one point. He looks like your typical police officer. She not only waived any right to appeal and attempt to avoid conviction, but she also spared the victims from reliving the horrific crimes during this particular trial. Charges for Dennis included the production of pornography, involving a juvenile under the age of 13. Yikes. 2 counts of first-degree rape, 3 counts of possession of pornography involving a juvenile under age 13, 2 counts of video voyeurism, and 2 counts of obscenity. KEVN reported that Dennis was also charged with obstruction of justice for allegedly tossing his cell phone into a river in North Louisiana after finding out investigators were going to take him into custody. Dennis was a longtime lieutenant, interesting, with the Livingston Parish Sheriff's Department Special Operations Unit, SWAT, and was fired after charges were filed against him. Oh, only after the charges were filed? This guy has probably been, I'm just going to go out on a limb. This guy has probably been a serial problem in the police force, and for whatever reason, you don't ever fire him, right? He's always doing something that you're just like passing over, whatever. Oh, boys will be boys type of stuff. You know it. I understand this is a veteran law enforcement officer who had who had dedicated a lot of time and effort into this community. Yeah, no kidding. But as I've also said in the past, no one is above the law. Livingston Parish Sheriff Jason Ard told KEVN in October 2019 the initial arrest occurred. I do not condone these alleged acts. I am disappointed. I have always considered Denny a friend and family member. Well, that's just disturbing. Because if we look at the actual charges here, it's like they said, first-degree rape, child under 18. First-degree rape, child under 18. Attempted first-degree rape, child under 18. First-degree rape, violation, touching genitals of offender upon the mouth or tongue or victim of unlawful consent of the sexual battery of a child, video voyeurism, it just goes on and on and on. And you've got, how many counts here? 129 to date, 35, 138, 143, 147, 149, 150. Yeah. This guy's a complete loser, and as is his wife. But it gets worse. It gets worse, people. Let's take a look at what our vaunted government officials are doing recently. You can see Kristi Noem here. She's showing off with this rifle. Let's see what this is.
Here we are with Marco and Brian today. They're letting me roll with them. We're going to go out and...
She's there with Marco and Brian. They're getting to roll with them today.
Somebody who I think is got charges of human trafficking. We earlier had an op that swept up somebody who was wanted for murder. So appreciate the good work that they do every day, and we appreciate them working to make America safe.
Okay, so they're going out on a hunt of some sort. There you go. You can see a little bit better picture of her there. But let's back it up just a tad bit, because look how she's holding. Hang on. Look how she's holding this weapon. She's pointing it right at this other guy's head. This is insanity. What is going on here? Why? Look at this. Why? There's a mag in there. I mean, I hope it's empty, but these guys are really taking their life in their hands, having her even standing next to him. I mean, we had a semi, well, it could actually be auto, BB gun. Okay. Now I have other weapons as well, legitimate ones, but I have been shooting like bobcats and stuff because I'm kind of in the city. But they jump over a fence and you shoot them. Anyway, the boys love them too. So it's BB guns, right? With the CO2. So we had one out there, and my nephews were over, and they all shoot. They have, a lot of guns between them. And my daughter had it, and she's holding it, and she turns around towards them. This is just a BB gun. And they all just hit the deck because it's a gun being pointed at them. Okay. But look at these guys here. I mean, this actually is amazing, because she's got all her hair done up. Her hair's in front of her little vest. She's got her hand through there. She doesn't know what she's doing holding. I mean, just everything about this just feels awkward. And then she's pointing it at this guy's head. But as Minder said, would? I mean, look, there's been worse looking women in the world, just maybe not dumber women. But look, this is the people that are. This is what I talked about last week. I was like, the idiots are in control, patriots in control. Well, idiots in control. This is what we got going on here. All right. So going along with our first story, this is our buddy Bill Cosby. Now, I grew up with Bill Cosby. He did the Fat Albert, just going back a ways. You guys may be too young. The Fat Albert cartoon, he did a bunch of voices on there. And he was a stand-up comedian in the 60s, 70s. And we had an 8-track tape, okay, of Bill Cosby's stand-up. I know this because I listened to it more times than I can contemplate. The title of his album was called "To Russell My Brother Whom I Slept With." I mean, I could probably Google this right here, and we'd be able to verify that I'm right. To Russell My Brother Whom I Slept With. Live album, Bill Cosby. There we go. There we go. To Russell My Brother Whom I Slept With. That was his comedy album. And it was fantastic. Bill Cosby, to me, especially as a young kid, it was fantastic. It was clean. It was whatever. It was funny. But Bill's had a rocky life. Bill's had a rocky life since then, where he's been drugging women. And then he went to jail, got convicted, and then it got overturned. And it got overturned on a technicality, and I don't remember what it specifically was about, but I remember looking into it, and it was legit. It's this stuff with like Pam Bondi and Comey and the convictions that they had. You've got to do things correct. And it's easy for your MAGA style, when they're in power, to just go with the ice as an example, just start blowing people away, and you feel all convicted and you're good and you feel good, but it's going to come back to haunt you at some point, right? I mean, think about this. You may, as a black man, you may feel justified because there's this law out there called the KKK law. And then next thing you know, a black man, Don Lemon, is going to get convicted by it because he went into a church and was harassing people. That is irony, and it's funny. But you know what? You got to be careful what you put into the law. Did you need that KKK law? Maybe you didn't need it all along. Anyway, Bill Cosby, he had some troubles over the years and he was convicted. And now there's, kind of going back over some things again. And there's another deposition. Bill Cosby admitted under oath he refilled a recreational prescription for Quaaludes he got from a gynecologist at a poker game 7 times, the intention of giving pills to women in hopes of having sex with them. And he says he never downed a single pill himself. The bombshell admission is part of a deposition Cosby gave in a lawsuit filed by one of his rape accusers, Donna Motzinger. And parts of his testimony are included in legal docs obtained by TMZ. Cosby said in a deposition, which is sealed, he was prescribed Quaaludes by a freaking OBGYN, Dr. Leroy Amar, at a poker table. Talk about some shady business dealings. The doc says Dr. Amar is a disgrace. The docs say Dr. Amar is a disgraced gynecologist who was Cosby's friend. And a poker game and where Cosby got the Quaalude prescription was hosted at Cosby's Los Angeles house prior to 1972, which is significant. We did some digging and found Dr. Amar had his license revoked in California in 1979. Motzinger was first reported, claims Cosby, drugged and raped her in 72 when she was working as a server at the famous Trident restaurant in Sausalito, California. Now, I've been there to Sausalito. Have I been to Trident? I don't know. It seems like, look, is rape is there a statute of limitations? Maybe there's not a statute of limitations on that. In her lawsuit, Motzinger claims Cosby gave her a pill that she believed was aspirin. And after she took the pill, she started falling in and out of consciousness and woke up the next day in her house wearing only her underwear. Because I hate this word. I don't know why. I have a problem saying it. The new docs say Cosby's Quaaludes were round white pills. Cosby is trying to get Motzinger's lawsuit thrown out of court, but Motzinger is fighting back. There you go. Now, here's the real thing. Would you rather, part 2 from the TMZ, Tate McRae or Billie Eilish? Sorry. Which one would you rather? Do we have the music for... I don't have any of them. We need appropriate music for this. Trying to find it. Here we go. Which one would you rather do? Billie Eilish, Tate McRae. Tate McRae, Billie Eilish. Next up, Khloe Kardashian or Lizzo? Who'd you rather? Khloe Kardashian or Lizzo? Hailey Bieber or Emily Ratajkowski? Hailey Bieber or Emily Ratajkowski? Who'd you rather? Based on those two pictures. Bella Thorne or Cara del Toro? Who'd you rather? Probably the one on the right there. Oh, snap. Megan Thee Stallion or Jada Cheeves? Oh my word. This reminds me of another story I need to get into. Let's go. You got to watch that, people, for the all right, thanks for the match game music. Let me go here because that reminds me. Look, I brought this up on the Loser Cast, okay? And I used this person. Let's see if I can find it. If I can find it. There we go. Okay. So that reminds me of Big Mike. We got Big Mike in the house. And let's play this video. This is Michelle Obama, Mike, saying, as black women, we don't articulate our pain. Like, nobody allows it. See what
Black women are pain because it's almost like nobody ever gave us permission to do that.
And does anyone care?
Yeah, there's
Will
that.
they care?
If
we
part.
knew, I think we would care. If we knew.
Mm-hmm.
If we knew.
Or, yeah, and we have to ask ourselves, the men in our lives is, why wait to be asked? It seems like what we go through is pretty obvious. I mean, we don't articulate as...
Okay, I'm sorry, I recycled it. All right, so her premise is that black women don't articulate their pain. No one allows them to do so. I'm like, have you ever known a black woman to not let you know, or everybody know, what her problems are, or what the problem is? You ever been to a theater and a black woman feels jilted, or anywhere? I mean, it goes back to kind of like this. Do these two women look like they are afraid to express themselves? Some. I mean, that is the most. Big Mike, you have been expressing yourself, and your brother. This is what's most odd about this. Let's go back here. Let's go back to this. So this is Michelle Obama, who people claim is a man, and that's her brother. Her brother looks like that the guy that plays the transvestite in Kimmy Schmidt. Okay, I mean, her brother looks like the girl, and she looks like the man. I don't know. It's fascinating. This is what we're at here. Black women have never complained, to my knowledge, certainly not loudly. No, they haven't. They certainly don't. We don't care, and you don't have my permission, Mike. Yeah, I'm glad. Who did you care, though, on the who'd you rather? Who'd you rather, okay? Jessica Gotchea or Cindy Kimberly? Jessica or Cindy? Chriselle Stoss or Gigi Gorgeous? Chriselle or Gigi? Both of their names, I hate them. Oh, whoops. Olivia Ponton or Sophie Mudd? Look, this is number 8 of 186. We got a ways to go, folks. Dua Lipa or Stasi Kolau. I don't know. My mental health isn't great, but my tits are. Okay, show me your books. Those two whores. Camilla Cabello or April Love Geary. We'll go to number 11. Oh, dude, two dudes. Oh, no, we're not doing those. Kiki Palmer or Renee Rapp. Okay. Who'd you rather? The white one. Olivia. Okay, you got a name in there. Yeah, so you got Bill Cosby going in here. He's got some trouble, people. He's got some trouble. Now, speaking of trouble, I haven't kept up with Candace, so I don't really know what's going on with that. But I have said from the beginning, I think this whole issue is going to bring down TPUSA. Okay, I think TPUSA used to have almost a feeling of kind of an independent force. Okay, and it's decided to choose Trump right now, but it's kind of got an independent force, but mostly kind of a mega stuff. It has gone so full-fledged cringe since Charlie's been assassinated. By who? We don't know, but it could be Tyler Robinson. I just saw where the guy that was there, George Zinn, has been sentenced for child porn and obstructing justice or something like that. But this is the kind of stuff that I don't have any problems, zero problems with Candace going after TPUSA and Erica Kirk, and even if she's like totally swinging and missing on the actual issues, I have no problems. Partly because they came out and you got the tent of them, which the kill tent that they're displaying that you can take selfies with. Right afterwards, they made millions of dollars. Let's play this audio. Someone says, so in a leaked call, Erica Kirk bragged to TPUSA how much cash rolled in from Charlie's memorial. She says Charlie would want everyone to stop grieving and get back to business. This came 11 days after he died. Now, I haven't listened to this, but I am interested in taking this on. Let's go.
Hi, everybody. I still love all these emoji Zoom things. Wow. I don't even know where to begin. The fact that we were able to pull off an event of a century, like, it's just insane. We had over 275,000 people that attended, and stadium overflow, Westgate, insane, you guys. And then you have, was it 100 million? You guys that heard the gospel and all about Charlie and all about everything that you guys do, and the hard work of Turning Point USA is insane. We had thousands that were registered to vote. I think we're at like over 200,000 for merch sales. Don't quote me on that because I think it just keeps like bumping up like crazy. But I just wanted to say a huge, huge, huge thank you to the events team, the development team, the graphic design team, the production team. It's just phenomenal. Their incredible work leading into the memorial. And honestly, a lot of the staff that worked on the memorial, they had 20-hour days for a week during the time of us grieving the loss of my husband. And honestly, I know several staff that didn't even sleep. Again, you guys are breathing angels, and I'm so grateful for all of you. And obviously a huge thank you to the Mosaic team. VI, you guys are 10 out of 10. Like we have the most incredible team. We just do. And you guys know that, and you guys are all a part of that. And I am so, so thankful. And if you do have a moment and you run into any of those staff members that you know had a role in this, and you know that they put a lot of their time and effort into it, just say thank you. There's something really special to be seen in moments like this, and it's not easy. I'm speaking from experience. I'm right in the trenches with you guys. And so the fact that you just, a simple thank you. I don't care if any of you have beef with each other from the past or have any issues with someone said something about this or that. Like, if you guys have any of that, please put it to rest. My husband's dead. Like, I'm not trying to be morbid, but he's dead. And it puts life into perspective of how short life is and relationships, and God puts people in your life for a reason, and it teaches you a lesson, it teaches them a lesson. So if you are going through a time where, just lay it to rest, and we are moving forward, Turning Point USA 2.0 with Charlie in our hearts, and that's what he would want.
Okay, so look, we all, as the saying is, we all grieve differently. There's just something odd about this lady, and I mean, if my ex-wife was killed in that manner, who I, don't hate, but, we don't have the same relationship we did when we were married, I don't think I would be acting that way about her. I mean, and everyone's like, I don't think I would be. Yeah, it's fair to say that. And it's fair to say that when the event happens and you're praising, you're not even talking about, what was so amazing was the way that we memorialized him, because, I can't think of anything but this husband. And so you guys, it made me so, we sold $200,000 merchandise items. So, it's more than $200,000 worth. Okay. I hope you're making a profit on these. It's insanity to me. And so you see that and you just go, and then you hear them saying, oh, how dare you get clicks off of Charlie Kirk? And you're like, oh, wait a second here. Yeah, let's just take care of it. So I think that's odd. And I have no problem, once again, just kind of pushing back against that. So now let's get into the Israel. I want to go back here a bit, because this is a clip that I have from 1992, or I think is what it is. This is Pat Buchanan on Sean Hannity's show, talking about Iran and talking about Israel. Okay. And I think it is important to understand the Israel effect with Charlie Kirk. Look at the division that's happened because of a foreign country that no one should give a shit about. But if you don't give a shit about it, and actually if you don't bow down to it, you get, all kinds of vilification. So let's see what Pat Buchanan had to say in 92? Sean, your friend BB, it's 2006. I think,
the seal of Barack Hussein Obama ultimately being on an Iranian nuclear weapon, with their history of being a state sponsor of terror, fighting proxy wars, threatening Israel to annihilate them and the United States. You have no problem with that.
Listen to the American head of intelligence. He says Iran does not have a bomb program as of 2013. Secondly, if they start building a bomb, we will know it. Third, Iran has made some concessions that are not enough. that makes them less able
Go
to
back
get to a bomb?
2012, and we found out they were far more advanced in their nuclear production and program than we ever thought possible. That's what that's what Obama's own government said.
Your friend Bibi's been talking about Iran getting a bomb since 1992. In 2006, he said they'll be building 25 bombs by the end of the decade.
Patrick Buchanan, you don't have any concerns at all about sitting down. By the way, and there's a big difference between the Cold War and the Russians that had nuclear weapons and America paving the way for them to get nuclear weapons, considering, I would argue, that before any negotiations take place, Pat, I'm not against negotiations, but first you have to change your behavior. Stop being a state sponsor of terror. Stop fighting proxy wars. Stop funding groups like Hezbollah and other groups. How's that?
Sean,
Pat.
in Syria, in Iraq, okay, the Iranians and their allies, Hezbollah, the Shiite militia, who are a dreadful bunch, Assad, are fighting ISIS. They are fighting Al-Qaeda. The Houthi rebels in Yemen are fighting ISIS and Al-Qaeda.
And how ironic that we're serving as their air force in those instances, in large part.
Who are they
because
killing, Sean? They are killing our enemies. They are killing our enemies.
Interesting. I mean, it's an age. You don't ever learn anything, and that's. I'm playing this because I'm mocking Sean Hannity, right here, and I just you don't. What? Okay, let's. You know what? I'm going to move this one to the end of the line here because I think we have some more of that. This is another little Israel issue. IDF accepts Gaza Health Ministry estimate of over 70,000 killed in the war. Now, we've seen over and over that, you know, you watch a Piers Morgan or whatever, there's fighting about numbers. I've played clips. I don't know why I thought of Piers Morgan, because this seems where they're always talking about it. You know, you're not going to believe the health ministry. It's propaganda. And it's like, okay, but now the IDF is at least taking, which means it's probably much worse than this, okay? IDF accepts Gaza Health Ministry death toll over 71,000 Palestinians killed during the war. Although many international experts have accepted the health ministry data as reliable and even conservative relative to the true death toll, Israel has refused to accept the health ministry's count until now. Okay, I can't read this because I didn't buy it. Copy of that, or you know, the subscription there. Okay, I want to talk a little bit. Let's go to some family law, or at least some divorce issues. This is a chick. I started to listen to this, and then it was too painful to listen to, so I thought I would give it to everybody here. She said, this guy said, I wanted a divorce from her 10 seconds into listening. Yeah, okay, look, so decent looking. I don't understand her top. This is an odd top to wear that's wide open to expose your breasts. Is it just over the shoulders and arms? It's weird.
So last night, I approached my soon-to-be ex-husband, and I asked him straight up, so it seems like you've wanted this divorce for a long time, and it seems like you purposefully sabotaged the end of our relationship so that I would break up with you. So in a moment where you saw that I was already having a hard time because we weren't in a good place, and I'm really stressed with work, and I have a lot of stuff going on with just being a mom and being a full-time fitness instructor teaching 20 classes a week, why didn't you just tell me that you wanted a divorce?
I mean, look, we all need jobs, right? And there's nothing wrong with being a fitness instructor, but I think that's a red flag. If your wife, girlfriend is a fitness instructor, it's probably a red flag.
Why couldn't you just say it up front? And you know what he said? He said, I don't know, I was just scared. You were scared. Okay. So in a moment where I was already having a hard time, you chose to make my life harder and do something like talk to other women and let me find it and not be apologetic when you do and say, yeah, and I'm probably going to keep doing it so that I would break up with you in a moment where I was already struggling. You chose to make my life harder. You know what? I'll never forget that. And I'll never forgive you for that, and you're a coward. And he said, yeah, I guess I am. Because you were too afraid to just come to me and say, Taylor, this isn't working for me, I want a divorce. You had to sabotage and do things to where I would leave you and put me in a mental fuck and make me feel devalued and insecure and terrible about myself so that I would break up with you because you were too afraid to do it. Awesome.
Okay, the vocal fry on her was annoying. She looks Albanian. He's playing her. Yeah. Let's talk about that for a little bit. So first of all, she's not upset that they didn't work things out. She's upset that, yes, he's a pussy and he was continuing his easy. This is a problem in relationships. And I see this with, divorce stuff all the time, which is the dudes are sometimes lazy. Okay. You could get in problematic situations. I get the fact that this guy, he's too lazy to leave his wife. He's probably not doing the right things at home. Now I'm going to get to her in a second, just hang on, but that's the kind of thing he is. So he's out banging other chicks. He's talking to him. He's not putting his effort into the right place because he's like some sort of spoiled millennial dude that just doesn't understand what being a man is in the first place. And she did nail it here about him being a coward. But let's roll it back a little bit. She's only upset that she had to pull the trigger rather than him pulling the trigger and giving. And this is really the what I believe comes out of this, which is she wanted to blame him. She still got to blame him in the end, right? She did a video. She still got to blame him in the end, but she wanted to be able to justify him breaking up with her because of the marriage. Look, I tried right until the end. And even there, she's like, yeah, I was trying not to be the one to file for divorce, but you forced me. It's like, okay. First of all, this whole marriage was a problem. Right? Like, why? I mean, she's a decent looking chick there. She's obviously fit. She's a fitness instructor. What's the problem here? Well, the problem is you've got narcissism probably on both sides. Two narcissistic people that think that somehow this marriage is going to work out that way. That's just insanity. It's insanity. But it gets worse. Hunter Biden fires back at ex-stripper Luden Roberts, demands that he meet with their 7-year-old daughter. Oh, geez. People. Hunter Biden says it doesn't matter that he ghosted his daughter 7 with ex-stripper because he never agreed to be part of her life. I would actually agree with that. Look, the only time it's gonna come back and haunt you that you haven't actually hung out with your daughter is when you are trying to. Actually, I don't want it on this one. Is when you're actually trying to get visitation. They're going to say, whoa, you don't get to just go hang out with her, like have 50-50 now. He's not even trying to. So what's the point? I've had one case where the mom is like overwhelmed with the child's special needs. She wants dad to, she actually was filing a motion to have him have more time. And he didn't want more time because he's just a piece of crap. And it was the most odd thing. The judge is like, wait a second. So, and what was fascinating about that one is you can go file paternity. It's got to have certain jurisdictions. So you pick the court that's supposed to be at, which is the county the child basically resides in. You have that custody. Then mom moved to a different county and she registered for support through that county, which you can do. So they have a support case in one and custody in another. Now, custody in one, he doesn't want more custody. She's begging him to have more. She files a motion to have more. He doesn't want it. Go to the other one in support, and he's telling the court that he should be having, because that's all about percentage of time. You have to pay less if you have more time. And he's saying mom's not allowing me to have more time. It's like, oh my goodness, that's how much of a piece of shit that guy was. Anyway, Hunter Biden says it doesn't matter that he ghosted daughter 7 with extra because he agreed not to be part of her life. Hunter Biden said it doesn't matter that he ghosted her. The 55-year-old former first son argued Tuesday in court papers that the contentious Arkansas child support case for daughter Navy Joan Roberts shouldn't be reopened after he and baby mama settled in 2023. Well, typically most counties or courts have it that you can, well, first of all, the jurisdiction goes till the child is 18 and out of high school. And so you can always modify that, but you usually have to have a change in circumstance. That change in circumstance can just be a little bit change in the custody, or support or income. So one party suddenly makes more, a little less than the last time. Now you have a change in circumstance. But Roberts, 34, earlier this month said Roberts should be jailed for failing to uphold his end of the bargain, claiming he's refusing to talk to Navy and giving her pieces of his artwork before it dramatically plunged in value after his dad left office. Yeah, that was actually a fascinating part of that case. Talking about how much he would, because he was paying like 20 grand a month in support based on some erroneous valuation of his artwork. I believe what she's doing here as far as putting him in jail, we talked about this a little bit before, which is it's a contempt order. And if you're not paying support, you can be put in jail for contempt. She's also seeking to increase child support payments from Hunter. Any failure to communicate with the child is not punishable by contempt. See, what did I tell you? Contempt order. The order does not order defendant to communicate with the child. Biden's, yeah, that totally makes sense. I don't know who's representing her. Why would you even put that in the paperwork? Let's go here. Hunter said he never agreed to a date by which his paintings had to be turned over. Even if no paintings have ever been given to the child to date, such would not violate the order, because as long as 30 paintings are assigned to the child by defendant, will have complied with the order. Paintings. Roberts and Hunter closed the case in June of 2023 after Roberts agreed to drop her demand for Navy to take the Biden family name. After Roberts also agreed to accept lower payments of $5,000 from $20,000 a month. The agreement laid out that Hunter, whose paintings commanded six-figure sums while Biden was in office, would give his works to the young girl or give her the proceeds from any of the sales. I love this. This is a picture. Hunter since complained that he can't sell his work and his paintings are now going for a fraction of the previous price. Roberts, in a bombshell filing from January 16, said a classless Hunter had ghosted the little girl who had begun realizing she's living a very different lifestyle from her half-siblings. Now, look, this mom is kind of like the last one we looked at, which is she's narcissistic as well. She does want the family name, and it is funny to watch the right-wing lambast Hunter Biden, and it reminds me of like when they're like all congratulating Dave Rubin for having bought a child. Oh, look at him, he's a wonderful father, and it's like. Is it axiomatic that no one can force Mr. Biden into being a good dad for MC1, but this court can make it so that MC1 has at least the same level of support as her half brother. Roberts' lawyer wrote at the time, referring to Navy as MC1, a minor child one. Since the start of the messy support case, Roberts and her lawyers have made claims merely for the purpose of embarrassing Hunter and making a national spectacle of his personal life. Really? look at this picture. You think they're the ones making a national spectacle? Any allegations about Navy's emotional state or relationship or dad and agreed that they have bonded are not relevant. Okay, Robert's lawyers didn't immediately return a request for comment on Thursday. Yeah, well, there you go. Okay, who knows Benny Mardones? Gotta sleep. Have a good night, y'all. Take care. We'll see you next time. Benny Mardones wrote a song, Into the Night, and I don't know if I should even play any of it because we might get copyright struck here. So I will play some of this. These are some of the most disturbing lyrics. My wife and I are out at the bar, or at the brewery tonight, and this comes on. And I'm like, oh crap. This is a disturbing song. It was a hit in the 70s. Or 1980, I think. So let's see if we if you know it, you know it. And by the way, if this gets struck, I'll just have to cut it out. So if you're in here and you're like, oh, you were gonna play something, Tyler, it's so far, the tune, magical. Okay, this guy looks like he's 40. He knocks on the door, some dude with a beard opens. Knocks on it. The dad opens the door and says, she's just 16 years old. Leave her alone. And Benny Mardones is like, nah. So he sings about it here. It's creepy. It's like having a dream. These fantasies about a girl that's only 16 years old. Now, let's go here. I'm going to type in Benny Mardona's Into the Night. Okay. And I don't want to take away this video part because Into the Night, and see if there's any, are there any news stories about this? Well, he's dead. He's dead at 73. I was going to see if there was, I thought there was a news story. I found one here. Here we go. Maybe we'll read this. Into the Night, the video. Most of you are far more lyrically explicit than Benny Mardona's 1980 adult contemporary hit single, Into the Night. But those songs don't have the most unintentional, creepy, awful music videos ever to elevate it to the pinnacle of inappropriate. It's bad enough that Benny, who looks like the long-lost brother of Aldo Nova, bonus points for those who get this reference without the internet image below, there you go, starts the song off with the line, "She's just 16 years old. Leave her alone, they say." The video begins with 30-something Benny, who looks 40-something. This is what I was saying. Approaching his teenage love interest father, who also looks a bit scary, at the front door, attempting to smooth talk him into letting his daughter join him for a night on the town. Separated by fools who don't know what love is yet, quote, he sings to the camera when the bearded father shuts the door in his face. Does this mean that Benny believes the father is the fool who doesn't know what love is yet? It doesn't make much sense, but not much does. So let's keep going. After his more traditional attempt, let's go to, we should go to this camera. Underage romance fails miserably. Benny, not easily thwarted, slinks around to the side of the house where he spies on his young obsession through her bedroom window, taking off his jacket, which it would appear he wore only to impress her father. Benny smirks confidently, certain that his pale, muscle-free arms would be the aphrodisiac that convinces her to climb out the window and join him, quote, into the night. Holding a boombox over his head that plays Peter Gabriel's In Your Eyes is his, this approach is not. That's, what's his name from Grosse Point Blank? Benny doesn't even get the faint whiff of reaction from his young love. She seems unnervingly expressionless throughout the video. She never even looks up at when he cries out, mere inches from her downturned face, these incredible words. "If I could fly, I'd pick you up. I'd take you into the night and show you a love like you've never seen, ever seen. If it were in the bedroom, I'd slide open the window, wrap my arms around her scrawny shoulders and whisper, 'You had me at leave her alone.' This girl's house must have triple-paned windows." Not giving up, Benny struts down the street to a payphone. Inserting a dime, he calls the unnamed blonde teen. I want to give her a name. Yes, to humanize her, but also to make writing this easier. Let's go with Dolores. Into the receiver, Benny sings with all the passion he can muster, and the boy does he have a lot of passion. Here's the bars. "It's like having a dream where nobody has a heart. It's like having it all and watching it fall apart. That's called life, buddy, so stop being dramatic," I want to say to him, but he's such a blabbermouth, he never gives her a chance to respond to his poetic overtures. Plus, she seems pre-verbal, or maybe so stoned that words have disappeared. Dolores' face suddenly appears in the lower left part of the screen, where we see she's holding the phone to an ear. As Benny sings, watching it fall apart, his hand reaches forward, caressing the side of her ghostly face. This shot goes on for several more lines of the song. It's like one of those art films where you expect it to cut to a new scene any second, but it never happens. Maybe it's just me, but by the 10th line of Mardona's singing into the phone, I begin to wonder if the director forgot to storyboard this section. Also, I'm imagining Dolores' father on the other line in the telephone, cupping his hand over the receiver as he finds himself falling in love with Benny. Such gorgeous pipes, he must be thinking. Maybe that's the follow-up video. Finally, the camera cuts to a close-up of Benny singing the chorus into the phone receiver, only now he's floating in an unnatural blue night sky. This is foreshadowing, not just the next scene, but also the wireless telephone cellular technology that won't become a reality for several years. That Benny Mardones was a friggin' visionary. As they say, the third time's a charm. After Benny sings the chorus yet again, promising a love like you've never seen, replete with a bevy of extended oohs and ohs, he returns to Dolores' window, only this time he's better prepared. He climbs in, rolls out a magic carpet resembling a cheapo Persian rug, asks for Dolores' hand, and she takes it and then sits down side by side like in a car, never once looking at each other. Soon, via the magic of 1980 green screen technology, it probably was a blue screen at the time, the room melts away and the two lovebirds flying high above New York City. You can see the Statue of Liberty there. Smartly, the director did think to add fans to the budget and blew their feathered hair around, making it all more realistic. As they near the Statue of Liberty, Benny adjusts his body to face young Dolores. Jeez, it seems quite windy outdoors, and Mrs. Liberty, crowned, sways to and fro in the frame. Yet neither Benny nor Dolores are wearing a jacket, or seems concerned about falling off the fairly small carpet. That's how love can be sometimes, reckless. As Benny's historic, impassioned crooning fills the soundtrack, along with a chorus of backing vocals singing into the night. Drawing out every word, Dolores lays down next to Benny. Moments later, they're making out. Only now they seem to be hovering above multiple layers of freeway traffic. He's so romantic. Did they suddenly end up in downtown Los Angeles? I've heard magic carpets are pretty speedy, but 2,500 miles in a single makeout session? Clearly, there's no denying the power of Mardones' striped black and white, sleeveless shirt and toneless muscles. The exact qualities of all teenage girls found hard to resist back in the 80s, and I imagine today too. The video fades as Benny and Dolores fly through the skies, probably heading off to Disneyland. A couple of seconds before that, at the 4:07 mark, though, it appears that Mardones is yawning. Is this meant to imply that he needs a nap? That he is bored and Dolores isn't a good kisser? We will never know. The video and song is a little under 4.5 minutes, but feels like 24.5, and I mean that as a compliment. It feels interminably, yet at the same time, I never want it to end. Does that make sense? I don't think it should be categorized as yacht rock song, though. There was no nautical themes, no bodies of water, other than, I suppose, the Hudson River. No saxophones. I'm betting that magic carpets count as a thematic exception to the ocean, sea, bay, lake, river rules of yachtness. The truth behind the song, we're not going to read anymore. But the music video Into the Night is nightmare fuel. Yes, it is, and it's fantastic. So you should all go check it out because I think it is. It's one of the most problematic songs out there. That's all we've got tonight, folks. Is there a show tomorrow? I don't know. There will be another one next week. We're going to try to ramp this up a little bit. I've taken a bit of a lull. Probably do some golf tomorrow. Did the wife hear that? I don't know. All right, everybody. Thank you for coming in. 300th show. What'd you think? What do you think about this show in general? We didn't get any super chats. We got no Rumble rants. That's about how I think people feel about it, right? Go to tyleryonke.substack.com. No nautical theme except plenty of semen. Hey-o! There we are. Take care, everybody. See ya next week.
Things are going to start happening to me now.
I think Tyler is amazing.
And I'm a fan of this show. I've watched several episodes.
Thank you, Tyler. Thank you, Tyler. You stink, Tyler.
Never promise crazy a baby.
Oh, I like that. That's a cool idea.
Are either of you homosexuals?
I go both ways. What do you think?
You mean like flaming or? Now, we're not homosexual, but we are willing to learn.
But I do wonder, for others, in other cases, whether libertarianism today is just an excuse for many on the right to act selfishly.
Look at me. And then some fat asses in Washington started having opinions. The Olympic Committee started having opinions. You bitch, I know you! You started writing your opinions.
And it just makes me wonder, you're dead, bitch. You know, why are you doing this to this poor guy?
I don't care. I'm a libertarian. What I'm getting is...
Did you vote for Joe Jorgensen or Trump?
Who?
Joe Jorgensen. That was the perfect answer.